Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Juki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Juki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupar Ashtotarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupar Ashtotarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Maha-Bhagavat Srila Gaurkishoras Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nugagoria Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandal Vraja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Anand Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata Ki Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sank. Oh, and today is Srila Bhakti Hriday Ban Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Today
Jai
Srila
Ho,
Titi Ki Jai.
Jai Ho,
Srila Bhakti Saurabh Sar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai Ho,
Today Thirubhav Titi Ki Jai.
Jai Ho,
Shri
Jai,
Chaturmas Vrat Ki Jai. Vrat
Jai
Palan
Ho,
Kari
Jai,
Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai Ho,
Jai,
Ananta Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata
Jai
Jai,
Ho,
Gaur Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Nitai
Jai.
Hari,
Gaur Premanande
Hari,
Hari.
Hari, Hari
Hari
Bo.
Bol.
Hari Bol, everybody. Hari Bol, Gayatri Didi, Subhadra Didi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Hari Bol. And let's see who's watching on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know how you say that name. Is it Mary Lean? Mary Lean. Hare Krishna, Jai Gurudev. And Amit, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Alright, so now we will sing one kirtan for Mahaprabhu. Then we'll do the Mangalacharan, and we can quickly go over what we read yesterday, and then we'll start the main reading. So I'll share my screen. Every day we're going to go through a different kirtan for Mahaprabhu. We'll sing a different kirtan for Mahaprabhu. Should we do for Nityananda? Yeah, let's do a Nityananda kirtan. Okay. Yeah, because we started singing Guru Kirtan, and now we can sing Nityananda Kirtan. I was going to do this one, Jai Jai Jagannatha Sachidanandan, but I think now I want to do Nityan. We'll go through Nityananda Kirtans. Especially in this first chapter of Caitanya-bhāgavata, it's all mostly the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So we'll start with Nitai Moira Jivanadhan. Nitai Moira Jivanadhan, Nitai Moira Jati, Nitai Moira आर नाहि गति संसार सुखेर मुखे तुले দিব ছাই সংসার সুখের মুখে তুলে দিব ছাই অনাগরে মাগিয়া খাব গাইয়া অনাগরে মাগিয়া খাব গাইয়া যে দেশে নিতাই নাই সে দেশে না যাব যে দেশে নিতাই নাই সে দেশে না যাব অনিতাই বিমুখ জনার মুখ না হেরিব নিতাই বিমুখ জনার মুখ না হেরিব গঙ্গা যার পদ জল হর শিরে ধরে গঙ্গা যার পদ জল হর শিরে ধরে হেন নিতাই না ভজিয়া দুঃখ পে মরে হেন নিতাই না ভজিয়া দুঃখ পে মরে লোচন বলে মোর নিতাই যে বানাহি মানে লোচন বলে মোর নিতাই যে বানাহি মানে অনলভে যাই তার মাঝ মুখ কানে হয় অনলভে যাই তার মাঝ মুখ কানে অনিতাই মোর অনিতাই মোর জীবন ধাম নিতাই মোর জাতি নিতাই বিহানে মোর আর নাহি গতি জয় নিত্যানন্দ রাম নিত্যানন্দ রাম নিত্যানন্দ রাম জয় নিত্যানন্দ রাম জয় নিত্যানন্দ রাম নিত্যানন্দ রাম নিত্যানন্দ রাম জয় নিত্যানন্দ রাম হরে কৃষ্ণ Oh, really? This is the first song that Chandrasekhar ever translated. Cool. He probably didn't want me to say that publicly. Anyways. All right. All right. So now we will begin the Mangala Charan and also read the glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya-charitamrita. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana-shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambhita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanai kapitaro kamalaya-taksho Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha. Avatirno Sakarunyo Parichino Sarishwaro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nitya Nando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama Kanakabha Kamalaya Tekshana Varajanu Vilambishar Bhujo Bahudha Bhakti Rasabhinartaka. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandra Jayati Jayati Kirtis Tasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhrityas Tasya Vishveshamurter Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyanam. Adi Shri Chaitanya Priya Goshtir Charane Ashesha Prakare Mor Danda Paraname Tabe Vando Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar Navadipe Avatar Nama Vishwambhar. Tavai vasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptashtakama ditaranga madhye Kripa maitvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya-charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 8, verses 33 to 42. Ore muro lok shuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima jate jani besakal. Krishna Lila Bhagavate kohe Veda Vyas, Chaitanya Lilar Vyas Vrindavana Das. Vrindavana Dasa koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahara Shavane Nashe Sarva Amangal. Chaitanya Nitar jate janiye mahima, jate jani Krishna bhakti siddhanter sima. Bhagavate jato bhakti siddhanter sar, lekhiyachen iha jani koriya udhar. Chaitanya Mangal shune jari pashandi javan, seho maha Vaishnava hoy tatakhon. Manushe rachite nare aiche granta dhanya, Vrindavana dasa mukhe vakta Śrī Caitanya. Vrindavana dasa pade koti namaskar, aiche granta korite ho tarila sangsar. Narayani Chaitanyer uchishta bhajan, Tar garbhe janmila Śrī Dasa Vrindavan. तार की अद्भुत चैतन्य चरिता वर्णन, जहार श्रवणे शुद्ध कोइल त्रिभुवन. This is from Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata Madhya Lila 4.5. Sahaje vichitra madhur chaitanya vihar, Vrindavan dasa mukhe amriter dhar. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Hari Bol, everybody. Let's see, I'm checking restream again to see if anybody else joined. Yes, Prajumna Prabhu and Mantaramurti Mataji, Hari Krishna. Pranams to everybody else watching also. I see there's 8 other people watching. Alright, so unfortunately, I didn't get around to reading Caitanya-bhāgavata yesterday. I really, something I want to try doing. It helps me to be more accountable if I tell everybody. So I'm going to try to set an alarm every day, and at the end of my day, and then when the alarm goes off, that means I need to study Caitanya-bhāgavata, and I can't do anything else. And so, I'm going to try that. And then I'll be able to read ahead so that I'm not reading everything for the first time. And also I'll be able to recap things more nicely. But today, I'm just winging it. So, yesterday we read the first 5 pranam mantras. First 5 Mangalacharan verses. Let me just open it up here. Okay, and actually and this is what we're going to be saying every day throughout our Caitanya-bhāgavata reading. We'll say this Mangalacharan. But one thing, in the Bengali edition of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, he gave a little heading above each verse. And so I'm just going to read that Bengali heading, because that just, So it says, Ishtadev Shri Gaura Nityanandar Vandana. So this is Vandana, or offering prayers, extolling the glories of our Lord, our Ishtadev, Shri Gaura Nityananda. And yesterday we read, Ajanu Lampita Bhujo. Ajanu, so Janu means thigh, and Ajanu means the edge of the end of the thigh, right? So their arms, so basically means the knees. So, and lambit means length, and bhujo means the arms. And see how everything ends o, kanakavadato, pitaro, kamalaya taksho. So that in Sanskrit is the dual case. So it's referring to, each one of these is referring to Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. So, Ajanu Lambita Bhujo. That means their arms extends down to their knees. Kanakavadato. That means their complexion is golden. Sankirtanaika Pitaro. They, Gaur Nityananda, are the fathers. They are the Pita, right? Pita means father. So they are the fathers of Kirtan. And as we'll see in the next verse, it says that the sons of Mahaprabhu are his renounced disciples, his renounced followers, and Kirtan, Sankirtan is also his son. So, Sankirtanaika Pitaro, Kamala Yataksho. So Kamala means lotus, and I think Ayata means petal, it's a guess, and then Aksho means eyes. So they both have lotus petal-like eyes. Vishvambharo. So this is referring to two Vishvambars. Not just, we usually think of just Mahaprabhu as being Vishvambar, but Nityananda Prabhu is also Vishvambar. And also Vishwarup is Vishvambar. So there's two sets of this Vishvambaro here is referring to two things. It's referring to Gaur Nityananda Prabhu, and it's also referring to Mahaprabhu and Vishwarup. Two sets of Vishvambars. Then Dvijavaro, they are the best of the Brahmanas. Yuga Dharma Palo, they They protect Palo. They protect the Yuga Dharma, which in this age is Sankirtan. We read a lot. There's a long purport on that in yesterday's reading of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. So Vande Jagat Priyakaro. I offer my obeisances. I worship the Jagat of the world, Priyakaro, who is engaged in pleasing activities. Priyakaro, for the Jagat, for the world. And they are Karunavataro. They are the incarnations of compassion. Yes, Karunavataro. They are the avatars of Karuna, mercy incarnations. So that was the first verse. Now we go over the second verse. Namastrikala and what's your name, Prabhu? Natavara Gaur Prabhu. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, I forgot to add you to the WhatsApp group, but and I'll do that after this reading. But yeah, for anybody who wants, if you want to memorize this verse, then you could send your voice recording of it in our Caitanya-bhāgavata discussions WhatsApp group. I have two Caitanya-bhāgavata groups. One group is just where I send the link before I go live, and then the other group is where we can discuss things and ask questions and like that. So if you would like to be added to that, send me a message and I can add you. And yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Some people asked me to add them and I forgot. So I will definitely do that. Okay, so now we go over verse 2. These first two verses are the most important, I think. Like I hear them quoted all the time. So if you want to memorize these first two, that would be really awesome. So Namaha means, actually in our Japa session we read the meaning of Nama, right? There is a verse from, I forgot what it is from, maybe Brahma Vaivarta Purana or Padma Purana. What did Nama mean again? Oh God.
Related to the self. No.
Okay. Ma means related to the self, and not. So I do not belong to myself, right? It's full Sharanagati. Thanks, Chandra. So when you're offering obeisances, you're understanding that who am I really? I am an eternal servant of Krishna, Nama. So I give up any self-identification. I do not belong to myself. This is not who I am. Who am I really? I am the Krishna Das. I am the servant of Krishna. So when we say Nama, we have to have that mood of surrender. That's what it means. So Namastrikala Satyaya. This is and in the Bengali it says Leela Parikaradi Jukta Anadi Adi Shri Jagannath Mishra Nandana Shri Gaura Sundarir Vandana. Okay, so this is Vandana to the son of Jagannath Mishra, Shri Gaura Sundar, who is Anadi Adi, who is the beginningless. He's the cause of all causes. There's nothing that comes before him. And it's also offering obeisances to Lila Parikadi Jukta, to all of his Lila Parikars, all of his associates in his pastimes. So, Namas Trikala Satyaya. I offer obeisances to he who is the Satya, who is eternally existing, who is the absolute truth throughout all times, in past, present, and future. Trikal. Jagannatha Sutaya Cha. I offer pranam unto that Jagannath Sutta, to that son of Jagannath Mishra. In Sanskrit, whenever it has aya, that is the accusative case, is it? No, it is a dative case. It is the dative case, and it means onto that person. I offer pranam onto him, onto this, onto that. That's the yaya at the end. Right? Is that not correct? More or less. Sorry. Might not be exactly accurate what I said. But okay, so, and then sabhritaya. Sa means with. He's accompanied by, so sabhritaya, so to his bhritya, his servants. And in Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's commentary, we read that bhrityaya, his servants, refers to the grahasta, all the grahasta associates of the Lord. And then saputraya, and with his sons. What are his sons? His sons, we read in the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary, are the Goswami, are renunciate associates of Mahaprabhu. They are Mahaprabhu's sons. And also it refers to Kirtan as being his son. Sankirtan. Then Sakalatraya. Also along with his Kalatra. Kalatra refers to the Lord's consorts. So there's two considerations here. There's the Vidhi Vichar and the Ruchi Vichar. The Vidhi Vichar was, it said that it refers to, what was it? Bhu is first? Bhu, Shri, and Lila, or Nila or Durga. So Bhu refers to Vishnu Priya Devi. Bhu, Shri refers to Lakshmi Priya, and Lila, Nila, or Durga, that refers to Shri Navadvip Dham. So those are his consorts, Vidhi Vichare, according to Vidhi, according to, God, how do you say? Here it says regulative principles. And then, according to devotional taste, according to Ruchi, this is more like Raganuga, I guess. Like Rag, it refers to the two Gadadhars. Oh, well, I have it here. I didn't even realize. Oh my God, I've been trying to do it from memory. Okay, so it refers to Gadadhar Pandit and Gadadhar Das. It refers to Narahari Sarkar, Rupan Sanatan, and Varkeshwar Pandit, and other associates of the Lord like that, who are in Radha and Krishna's pastime, serving in Madhur Ras. Alright, so then, now we obeisances again to Shri. Now there's another pranam mantra to Gaur Nityananda, and this was written by Shri Murari Gupta, this verse. Avatirno sakarunyo parichinno sarishvaro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. So Avatirno, they both descended. Avatirno, Sakarunyo. And they are the embodiments of mercy. Sakarunyo. Parichinno. What was that? Parichinno means separated, right? And literally it means separated. And so in the commentary, it was referring to Swayam Rup and Swayam Prakash. Krishna is a Swayam Rup. And Krishna's first manifestation, his non-different manifestation, is his Swayam Prakash. His non-different manifestation is Baladev Prabhu, or Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So they are even though they are one, they are also separate. Is that an okay explanation, Chandra? Okay, sorry, focus. I'm putting him on the spot. Okay, and then Sad Ishvaro, they are the supreme controllers. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. The Dvau Bhrataro, to the two brothers I worship. The two brothers Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda, Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. Yeah, Sad Ishvaro, they are the supreme controllers. Alright, so I think that's all clear, right? That's easy Sanskrit. Now we're moving on to verse 4. Oh my god, it's already 7:30. I'm supposed to be done with the recap by now. Okay, we'll just go through this quickly. Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama Kanakabha Kamalaya Tekshana. Okay, so the Bengali says Sankirtan Rase Mata Shri Gaurasundarer Jai. So this is saying all glories to Shri Gaurasundar, who is intoxicated, matta, in Sankirtan Ras. All glories to Shri Gaurasundar, whose powerful activities are supremely pure. Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama. Supremely pure. Vishuddha. That's even beyond Vaikuntha is Vishuddha, right? It's like it's supremely pure. Vikrama means Vikrama, powerful, I guess. Then Kanakabha. Kanakabha means his abha, his complexion is Kanaka, is golden. Kamalaya Tekshana. We saw the same word, it said Kamalaya Tekshana. That means lotus petal eyes. This is in the second verse, right? No, in the first verse. Kamalaya Taksho, right? Yeah. Varajanu Vilambi Sharbhujo. Now in the first verse it talked about the Nityananda's and Mahaprabhu's arms extending to their knees. This one says that his Sharbhujo, Mahaprabhu's 6 arms extend to his knees. Vara, and Vara means like great, or like wonderful, exalted, beautiful, like that. Janu Vilambi. So Janu Vilambi. Vilambi means length and Janu means. Okay, now Bahuda. What is that? Okay, Bahuda means like many kinds, many different ways. Bhakti rasa bhinartika. Bhakti ras, Bhakti ras abhinartaka. I don't know. Nartak, I guess, means in dancing. Abhinartak. So he dances in many different kinds of ways, or many different kinds of ras. He's absorbed in dancing like that. In this, and in Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's, what he wrote above this verse, he wrote Sankirtana Rase Matta. So, he's intoxicated in Sankirtana Ras, dances in many ways. All right, so now we come to the 5th and last Mangalacharan verse. It says, all glories to Shri Gaura and his devotees. And the Bengali says, Gaura Kirti, Gaura Bhakta, O Gaura Bhakta Nrityar Jai. All glories to Gaura and to his glories, to Gaura's Kirti, to Gaura's Bhaktas, to his devotees, and to the dancing, the Nritya of the Gaura Bhaktas. So, Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. Jayati Jayati Kirtis Tasya Nitya Pavitra. So, all glories to his glory, his kirti, right? His fame. Tasya Nitya Pavitra, which his fame, which is always Nitya, is eternally Pavitra, supremely and eternally pure, and Pavitra, Then Jayati Jayati Brityas, all glories to his devotees, his servants, his devotees. Tasya Vishvesha Murter. and he is the Vishva Isha Murtir. He is directly the embodiment. He is the very form, what do you say? He is the Lord of the universe. Vishva Isha, he's the Lord of the universe himself directly. Then Jayati Jayati Nrityam, all glories to the dancing. Tasya Sarva Priyanam, of all his dear ones, his beloved associates. Tasya means his, just so you know. Tasya Sarva Priyanam, to all his Priyanam, all the beloved associates. So that's what we read yesterday. And in the commentary yesterday, I had 2 questions which I still haven't found out the answer to. So I still need to look that up. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that next time. Okay, let's find where we are. So that's our recap from yesterday. Now let's find what number is that? 6. There. Okay. So now we begin our reading for today. Let me just see who's there on Restream again. Haribo, Kesha Prabhu, and Sudevi Didi. Hare Krishna. Okay. Oh, and the topic for today's reading is it's mostly about how we should worship the devotees of the Lord before worshiping the Lord himself. We first offer pranam to the devotees of the Lord, then we can offer pranam to the Lord. And yeah, that's the topic for today. Śrī Caitanya Priya Goshtir Charane Ashesha Prakare Mor Danda Paraname. This is verse 6. In the beginning, I offer unlimited obeisances to the feet of the loving, confidential devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Now, Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. And what verse are we reading up to? I forgot. I can't see. Anyways, doesn't matter. Prajumna is asking how to worship the devotees of the Lord. Is that a question or is that... No, you're just making a note. Okay. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya commentary, Srila Saraswati Thakur. Before offering prayers to Śrī Caitanya, the author offers his obeisances at the feet of the Lord's confidential devotees. Among the confidential devotees of the Lord, the spiritual master is the prime celebrity. Lord Nityananda Prabhu himself is the author's spiritual master. Goshti refers to a group of persons who have great relish for a wide variety of scriptures, who are endowed with truthful words, who are embellished with faultless ornaments, and who are full of perfect knowledge. I wonder what that means. They are embellished with faultless ornaments. Does that mean like their qualities? Must mean that, right? And who are full of perfect knowledge. Hearing topics related to the Lord from the Bhagavata and other scriptures, they realize the Lord. The word danda means falling to the ground straight like a stick. The word paranama means obeisances. Such obeisances are of 4 varieties. Oh, what was the Bengali for this? There's Abhivandana or something like that? I just want to see what the Bengali was. We're a bit behind, but yeah, I do a reading with Chandrasekhar. We've been going through the Bengali here. He's been very patient with me because I haven't been able to join for a week. Where is it? Verse. Anyways. God, this is such a long commentary. It's hard to find where everything is. Okay, there it is. Danda. So here's the Bengali. So the first type of Danda Pranam is offering greetings. In the Bengali it says Abhivadan. Then there is offering obeisances with 8 parts of the body touching the ground. That's Atanga. Then there's obeisances with 5 parts of the body touching the ground. That's Panchanga. And then there is bowing the head with folded hands. And that is Kara Shira Sanjog Purvak Pranam. Like that. So you have to hold your hands up to your head like that.
What's the first one?
The first one is offering, well, the translation it says offering greetings, but the Bengali says Abhivadan. Abhivadan.
That's right.
And just more like a general, like. Yeah. All right. So now, verse 7. Tabe vanda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar Navadvipe avatar Nama Vishwambhar. So first, he's offering obeisances to the Goshtir Charane, to the feet of the confidential devotees of the Lord, the Chaitanya Priya Goshti. And now he's offering, in this verse, I then offer my obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Krishna Chaitanya. He incarnated in Navadvip, and he is known as Vishwambar. Nama Vishwambar. Gaudiya Bhashya. After first offering obeisances unto his spiritual master, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the author then offers his obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Dev. This is the proper etiquette. That is why the word tabe, or then, is used in this verse. Long before the advent of Sripad Shankaracharya, the Tridandi Sannyas order existed in the Vaishnav line of Sri Vishnu Swami. In the Vishnu Swami Vaishnav Sampradaya, there are 10 different kinds of sannyas names, and 108 different names for sannyasis who accept the Tridanda, the triple staff of a sannyasi. The triple staff of sannyas. But at the time of Shankaracharya, who was a Vedantist inclined to impersonalism and who preached the philosophy of monism, the sect of Panchopasakas, those who worship 5 gods, had again become prominent in India. That is why Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Vedic sannyas from the Shankar Sampradaya, which uses 10 names for their sannyasis. In Aryavarta, many Aryan pseudo-followers of the Vedas became followers of Shankaracharya, known as Panchopasakas, under the guidance of that Sampradaya. The 10 names of the Shankara sannyasis are Tirtha, Ashram, Van, Aranya, Giri, Parvat, Sagar, Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri. The title and abode of each sannyasi and brahmachari is as follows. And this, why is it explaining all this? I guess because it's explaining why Mahaprabhu's name is Shri Krishna Chaitanya, right? Because it says Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar. So that's why we're going through all this. It's very, Saraswati Thakur is very thorough, huh? Okay, so the title and abode of each sannyasi and brahmachari is as follows. Sannyasis with the titles Tirtha and Ashram generally stay at Dwarka, and their brahmachari name is Swarup. Those known by the names Vana and Aranya stay at Purushottam, or Jagannath Puri, and their brahmachari name is Prakash. Those with the names Giri, Parvat, and Sagar generally stay at Badarikashram, and their brahmachari name is Ananda. Those with the titles Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri usually live at Sringeri in South India, and their brahmachari name is Chaitanya. So that's Mahaprabhu as he uses the brahmachari name that's generally used in South India. Used for those who live in South India. Sripad Shankaracharya established 4 monasteries in India, in the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and he entrusted them to 4 sannyasi disciples. Now there are hundreds of branch monasteries under these 4 principal monasteries, and although there is an official symmetry among them, there are many differences in their dealings. The 4 different sects of these monasteries are known as Anandavar, Bhogavar, Kirtavar, and Bhumivar, and in course of time, they have developed different ideas and different slogans. Interesting. So not all the followers of Shankaracharya are the same. There's different sects. According to the regulation of Shankara's sect, one who wishes to enter the renounced order in the disciplic succession must first be trained as a brahmachari under a bona fide sannyasi. The brahmachari's name is ascertained according to the group to which the sannyasi belongs. This custom is current in this sampradaya up to the present day. A thing I have a question about is if all the sannyasis and all the brahmacharis, they all have the same name, what happens if you say, hey Chaitanya, do you get 100 people staring at you which one? It's all one. Yeah. It's all one. Yes.
I think they have different names to differentiate with each other.
Okay. So they'll have
Ram Chaitanya, something like that.
That makes sense. So you would be Kishore Chaitanya.
I'm not 100%.
Okay. No, that would make sense though. It'd be Kishore Chaitanya, Madhukar Chaitanya, Chandrasekhar Chaitanya. Okay. Lord Chaitanya and the sannyasis also, I wonder how they differentiate between the different sannyasis if they all just have one name. I mean, even we have trouble, and we have 108 names that we can choose from. But yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Chandrasekhar just made a point. Srila Bhakti Hridaya Bhan Goswami Maharaj, whose disappearance day it is today, all of his sannyasi disciples, they all have the name Bhan Maharaj, but they have a different beginning part. So there's Gopananda Bhan Maharaj, what's another one? Samvidananda Bhan Maharaj, I think, or I don't know. There's a bunch, because he has many sannyasis and they all have a different title before their name. So I wonder if that's why he followed this same kind of thing. He followed in this, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay. Lord Chaitanya superficially accepted sannyas from Keshav Bharati and became known as Śrī Krishna Chaitanya. The Lord kept his brahmachari name even after accepting sannyas. Those who recorded the Lord's pastimes did not mention that the Lord ever identified himself as Bharati. So Mahaprabhu's name could have been Bharati, but he chose to keep his brahmachari name. Although a sannyasi in the Shankara Sampradaya thinks that he has become the supreme, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu considered himself the eternal servant of Lord Krishna even after he took Ekadanda sannyas. As the friend of the living entities and spiritual master of the universe, he benefited the conditioned souls by preaching pure devotional service of Lord Krishna among them, and never exhibited the pride of an Ekadandi sannyasi. The brahmachari's only pride is their service to their spiritual master, which is not unfavorable to devotional service. Yes, it's not unfavorable to devotional service. It doesn't mean that you're being diverted from serving Krishna. We serve Krishna through our spiritual master. The authentic biographies also mention that when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he accepted the danda, the rod, and a begging pot, which are symbolic of the sannyas order. The word Maheshwar is found in the Shvetashvatar Upanishad 4.10 and 6.7. So in the verse, what is it? Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar. So now it's explaining this word, Maheshwar. So it's explained as follows in this Shvetashvatar Upanishad. Mayang tu prakritim vidyan mayinam tu Maheshwaram. Although Maya, illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwar, the supreme controller. The supreme magician, that's cool. So there's that verse, and that's 4.10, Shvetashvatar Upanishad, and then the other one is 6.7. And Tam Ishvaranam Paramang Maheshwaram. You are the supreme controller of all controllers. In his commentary on Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 11:27-23, Srila Sridhar Swami has quoted the following verses from the Padma Purana. And it goes through a lot of verses here, I think. Oh no, just 3. Okay. Yo vedado sarvara prokto vedante cha pratishtita tasya prakriti linnasya ya para samaheshvara. He who is described in the Vedas and established in the Vedanta, who exists after the merging of Prakriti, is called Maheshwar. Yo sav akara vai Vishnur, Vishnur Narayano Hari, sa eva purusho nitya, paramatma Maheshwara. The original person who remains after annihilation is none other than Lord Vishnu, who is certainly not different from Narayan or Hari. He is the eternal supersoul known as Maheshwar. Also, in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Prakriti Kanda, chapter 53, it is said, Vishvastanam chasarvesham mahatamishvara swayam Maheshwaram chatene mang pravadanti manishina. The wise say that Maheshwar refers to the Lord of all places in the universe, which is called Mahat. The city of Navadvip is situated on the eastern bank of the Ganges. For a long time, it was the capital of the Sena kings. Okay, so that was the explanation of Maheshwar. Now, why is it explaining the city of Navadvip? Śrī Caitanya. The city of Navadvip is situated on the eastern bank of the Ganges. For a long time, it was the capital of the Sena kings. At present, the place formerly known as Navadvip consists of a number of villages with various names. The place now known as Sri Mayapur is the site wherein the residences of Sri Jagannath Mishra, Srivas Thakur, Sri Advaita Acharya, and Murari Gupta were formerly situated. Due to the change in the course of the Ganges, most of the Navadvip area of Lord Chaitanya's time has been submerged. Therefore, most of the inhabitants were forced to shift to nearby places. The modern city of Navadvip is situated at the place known during the time of Lord Chaitanya as Kulia, or Paharpur. But in the 18th century, Navadvip was situated on the island of Kulia Daha, or Kalia Daha. Interesting. In the 17th century, however, Navadvip was situated at the places now known as Nidaya, Shankarapur, and Rudrapada. Previous to that, and up to the 16th century, the Navadvip of Lord Chaitanya's time extended throughout the places now known as Sri Mayapur, Balal Dighi, Vamanpukur, Sri Nathpur, Barui Danga, Simulia, Rudrapada, Taranvasa, Koriyati, and Ram Jivanpur. The present-day village of Vamanpukur was then known as Belpukur. But when this ancient village of Belpukur was shifted to Megharchara at the end of the 17th century, it became known as Vamanpukur. This isn't related to what we just read here, but just something that I was thinking when we were reading these 5 verses about the meaning of Maheshwar, or that was no small thing to find that. For us now, we can just search it in Google and we'll find every place in all the scriptures where it came up. But during Srila Saraswati Thakur's time, that he had to go through all of Brahma Vaivarta Purana, all of the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, and the many thousands of verses, and then he finds the verses where it says Maheshwar, and he brought those together. So it's actually a pretty amazing thing when we see things like this, even though now it's so easy to just. Anyway, sorry for changing the topic. Let's go back. So now back to these places. Ramachandrapur, Kakader Mat, Sri Rampur, Babla Adi, and other places were on the western side of the Ganges. Some of these places were part of Koladvip, and some were part of Modadrumadvip. Although some places like Chinadanga and Paharpur are now lost, places like Tegharir Kola Amada, and Kuliaganj of present-day Navadvip still display evidence of ancient Koladvip. This is also amazing, this research of what places existed in the 17th century and the 16th century. All the details of all the places. It's just amazing. So these were all these places that we read were on the western bank. Now Vidyanagar, Jannagar, Mamagachi, Kovla, etc., on the western side of the Ganges also, are supposed to be the suburbs of ancient Navadvip. Various unreasonable arguments regarding the location of ancient Navadvip began even before the time of Lord Chaitanya. And have presently taken a terrible shape due to various reasons. These baseless arguments have not and will not. These baseless arguments have not and will not ever be successful. Under the order of perfect devotees like Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, it has again been indisputably established that a short distance from the Samadhi of Chandkazi is the site of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi's house, the Lord's birthplace, at Sri Mayapur Yogapit. All impartial historical and spiritual evidence, enriched with reason and argument, indisputably conclude that the area surrounding present-day Mayapur is the site of ancient Navadvip. In the 12th wave of Bhakti Ratnakar, it is written, it is specifically stated in the Vishnu Purana that all of the Lord's abodes are situated within Nadia. The Vishnu Purana 236 verses 6 to 7 states, please hear about the 9 islands of Bharatvarsha, known as Indradvip, Kasheru, Tamraparna, Gavastiman, Nagadvip, Somya, Gandharva, Varuna, and the 9th, Navadvip, which is situated near the ocean in the midst of the other 8 islands. Navadvip extends 1,000 yojanas from north to south. How big is a yojana? I can look it up really quick. Oops, I don't want to move that. How large is a yojana? A yojana has been estimated to be a distance somewhere between 3.5 and 15 kilometers. Okay, well, that's a big difference. That wasn't very helpful. I should know this. Anyways, whatever. How much is 100 yojana? Here it says 100 yojana is approximately 34 kilometers. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. In his commentary on these 2 verses, Sridhar Swami writes, in these verses, the word Sagar Samvritya means near the ocean. Since the name of the 9th island is not separately mentioned, it is obvious that the 9th island is Navadvip. Okay. This is all from the Vishnu Purana. So this is ancient scripture. Vishnu Purana states this. Wow, that's really cool. There's mention of Navadvip in the Vishnu Purana. In the Gaur Ganadish Dipika, verse 18, it is said, all glories to the most wonderful abode of Navadvip, which those in full knowledge of Ras call Vrindavan, which people of knowledge call Goloka, which others call Shvetadvip, and still others call Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Navadvip is famous. Where is this? Okay, yeah. Anyways. Navadvip is famous throughout the universe as the place where the 9 types of devotional service, beginning with hearing, shine brilliantly. The 9 varieties of devotional service are enumerated by Prahlad Maharaj in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, 5, verses 23 to 24, as follows. We all know this. First, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam Iti Punks Sarpita Vishnu Bhaktis Chenna Valakshana. That verse. So hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord to be one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So we can perform these 9 processes of devotion, especially here in Navadvip. I think Mayapur is the Atma Nivedan, right? And Godrum is Kirtan, and yeah. So each island is. Although Śrī Navadvip consists of 9 separate islands, they remain one. Throughout Satya, Treta, and Dwapara Yugas, up through the beginning of Kali Yuga, the name of Navadvip was never lost. But as Kali Yuga progresses, the name of Navadvip will be nearly forgotten. Yeah. Some persons, however, will realize the abode of Navadvip. Wait, where is this from? What are we reading? Because this is all in quotation marks. But I don't see where the source is. Anyways, whatever. Let's just continue on. But as Kali Yuga progresses, the name of Navadvip will be nearly forgotten. Some persons, however, will realize the abode of Navadvip. By Krishna's will, Vajranabha established many villages in Vraj and named them according to the pastimes that were performed there. Yet as time passed, many of those places were forgotten or renamed. In the same way, the villages of Navadvip were manifested and named according to the pastimes performed there by the Lord and his devotees. Yet some of them were forgotten and some were renamed. I mean, that already happened. I don't think it's talking about the future of Kali Yuga. It's talking about the time after Mahaprabhu. It was forgotten. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, just like Vajranabha, they established the places. Or no, like Rupa and Sanatan. They established all the places that were lost by Vajranabha. Yes. Yes, that's why he's the 7th Goswami, right? Saptam Goswami Bhaktivinoda. The name of Navadvip, however, remained. Sorry, let me say. In the same way, the villages of Navadvip were manifested and named according to the pastimes performed there by the Lord and his devotees. Yet some of them were forgotten and some were renamed. The name of Navadvip, however, remained. Simply by hearing the word Dvip, one's miseries are diminished. Wow! Just by hearing the word Dvip, one's miseries are diminished. There are 9 Dvips on the eastern and western sides of the Ganges. Antardvip, Simantadvip, Godrumadvip, and Śrī Madhyadvip are situated on the east of the Ganges, while Kuladvip, Ritudvip, Janadvip, Modadrumadvip, and Rudradvip are situated west of the Ganges. Beloved devotees of the Lord, headed by Shiva and Parvati, eternally reside in the abode of Navadvip. So I have no idea where this is from. Was that from Navadvip Mahatma or something? Anyways, who knows? Tridandi Swami Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, whose disappearance day it was yesterday, he has written, I forgot to mention that in the Jaidvani, but anyways, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in his Navadvip Shatakam, verses 1 and 2, through the 9 processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing, remembering, and worshipping, we adore the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who is absorbed in the mood of Radharani, who is resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, who in Navadvip is always engaged in kirtan with associates playing mridangas and kartals, who is eternally worshipable by all living entities, who is the destroyer of the contamination of the age of Kali, and who is the bestower of happiness to his devotees. We adore Śrī Navadvip Dham, which is manifested by the Lord's internal potency, which bestows supreme happiness, which the Chandogya Upanishad glorifies as Para Brahmapur, which is glorified by the Smritis as Vaikunta, the abode of Vishnu, which is called Shvetadvip by some great souls, and which is known as Vrindavan by the rare devotees conversant with transcendental mellows. Wow, beautiful. Those are really beautiful verses, those 2 first verses of Navadvip Shatakam. I wonder if it's in the commentary, if he gave the actual verses or just a translation. Anyways. Here. Nope. Srila Saraswati Thakur just gave the translation. So you see here. Okay. The word avatar is explained by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha as follows. An avatar is he who descends into the material realm. Srila Baladev Vijibhushan has commented on the description of the Lord's incarnations in Srila Rupa Goswami's Laghu Bhagavatamrita as follows. When the Absolute Truth incarnates from the spiritual world Vaikuntha into this material creation, he is called an avatar. Okay, so that's the definition of an avatar. Who descends from Vaikuntha to the material world. That's an avatar. I have to look at the verse again. Well, let's see the verse here. Why is it mentioning? Okay. Oh, Navadvipe avatar. Okay, so that's why I was. So we read about why his name is Śrī Krishna Caitanya. Then we read about Maheshwar, those 5 verses from different scriptures, Shweta Shwata Upanishad and other one. Then we read about Navadvip, why all the details about Navadvip, how, and then avatar. Now we're reading about the word avatar. Okay. Navadvipe avatar. Okay, so in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 2, verses 88 to 90, it is stated, only the personality of Godhead, the source of all other divinities, is eligible to be designated Swayam Bhagavan, or the primeval Lord. When from one candle many others are lit, I consider that one the original. Krishna, in the same way, is the cause of all causes and the cause of all incarnations. He's the cause of all causes and of all incarnations. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Adi, chapter 3, verses 28 to 30 says, therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Thinking thus, the personality of Godhead, Śrī Krishna himself, descended at Nadia early in the age of Kali. Thus, the lion-like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion. Cool. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi, chapter 3, verses 110 says, therefore, the principal reason for Śrī Chaitanya's descent is this appeal by Advaita Acharya. The Lord, the protector of religion, appears by the desire of his devotee. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 5, verses 14 to 15 and 19 says, beyond the material nature lies the realm known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Like Lord Krishna himself, it possesses all transcendental attributes, such as the 6 opulences. That Vaikuntha region is all-pervading, infinite, and supreme. It is the residence of Lord Krishna and his incarnations. That abode is manifested within the material world by the will of Lord Krishna. It is identical to that original Gokul. They are not 2 different bodies. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 578 and verses 80 and 82 says, oops! Oh my god. the light almost fell on me. Chandra, could you help me for a second?
It's going down, it's going down.
Why'd you keep it?
I just... no, it's not. Thanks. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so the Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita says, although Kshirodakshay Vishnu is called Kala of Lord Krishna, he is the source of Matsya, Kurma, and the other incarnations. That Purusha, that Kshirodakshay Vishnu, is the performer of creation, maintenance, and destruction. He manifests himself in many incarnations, for he is the maintainer of the world. That fragment of the Mahapurush who appears for the purpose of creation, maintenance, and annihilation is called an incarnation. That Mahapurusha is identical with the personality of Godhead. He is the original incarnation, the seed of all others, and the shelter of everything. The Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, Adi 5 verses 131 to 132, and 137 to 128, and 133 say, in these verses I'll say, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, appears, he is the shelter of all plenary parts. Thus, at that time, all his plenary portions join in him. All his plenary portions join in him. In whatever form one knows the Lord, one speaks of him in that way. In this there is no falsity, since everything is possible in Krishna. But I accept it as the truth, because it has been said by the devotees. Since he is the source of all incarnations, everything is possible in him. They know that there is no difference between the incarnation and the source of all incarnations. Previously, different people regarded Lord Krishna in the light of different principles. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has exhibited to everyone all the pastimes of all the various incarnations. Yeah, we see that in Mahaprabhu's Leela, doesn't he? He exhibits, what is it, the Shat Prahariya Bhav? Was it 72 hours, was it, of ecstasy? No, 60-something, I forgot, 60-something hours. And at that time, he manifested himself before in different forms, as Nrsingadev to... anyways, we'll come to that Leela in our Caitanya-bhāgavata reading. It is also stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 20, 263 and 264. The form of the Lord that descends into the material world to create is called an avatar, or incarnation. All the expansions of Lord Krishna are actually residents of the spiritual world. However, when they descend into the material world, they are called incarnations, avatars. For the meaning of the word Vishvambar, please see the purport of the first verse. And you remember what that purport said? Vishvambharo Dvijabharo. Anyways. Yeah, I'm going to just continue on because I don't remember it all so clearly. But it was maintainer of the world. And then it referred to the two Vishvambars, Vishwarup and Mahaprabhu. Yeah, anyways. Okay, moving on. That was a very long purport, but let's see the verse again. This was Tabi Vanda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar, Navadipe Avatar, Nam Vishvambar. Okay, that was a purport for that. Okay, 8. But just so that we get the flow, let's see. Why is it mentioning this verse? Amar Bhakter Puja, Ama Hoite Boro, She Prabhu Vede Bhagavate Koila Dhara. It's right here. It says, in the beginning I offer unlimited obeisances to the feet of the loving confidential devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and then I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Now, Amara Bhakter Puja, Ama Hoite Boro, She Prabhu Vede Bhagavate Koila Dhara. That same Supreme Personality of Godhead has declared in the Vedas and Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, worship of my devotees is superior to worship of me. Worship of Amar Bhakter Puja, Ama Hoite Boro. Puja of Amar Bhakta, of my devotees, Ama Hoite, than me, from me, is Boro, is bigger, is more, is superior. Gaudiya Bhashya. The devotees who worship the opulent feature of the Lord first develop in their hearts the conception that only the worship of the Supreme Lord is important. This conception, however, diminishes the glories of worshipping the devotees and exhibits their lack of love and devotion for the Supreme Lord. As stated in the Padma Purana, this is a famous verse. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param Tasmat paratarang devi Tadiyanam samarchanam. Oh, I don't know this next verse though. Archayitva tu govindam Tadiyanar narchayit tuya Nasa bhagavato gyeya Kevalam dambika smrita. Of all types of worship, worship of Lord Vishnu is best. And better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship of his devotee. One who performs worship of Lord Govinda but fails to worship his devotees should be understood to be not devotee of the Lord, but simply a victim of false pride. Wow, I like that next one. One who performs worship of Lord Govinda but fails to worship the devotees is not a devotee of the Lord. He's simply a victim of his false pride. The word dharda means drida, determination. In the path of awe and reverence, the Supreme Lord alone is worshipped, and his servants are the worshippers. But in the path of spontaneous attachment and ragmarg, awe and reverence are not prominent in the relationship between the object of worship and the worshipper. Rather, the attitude of service is prominent. The servants have great pride in their service. Yes, the servants have great pride in their service. Therefore, the servants in Madhurya Ras consider themselves greater than their worshipable Lord Krishna. What is it? Tumi kon bodolok, tumi ami sama. Right? That's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Sakas say, "What kind of big person are you? We're the same." In other words, such persons consider their worshipable Lord as their subordinate or under their control. The superiority of worshipping the Lord's devotees is celebrated in the Vedas. Some examples are found in the following statements. The Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.10 states, Tasmad Atmagyam Hyachared Bhutikama. By worshipping the devotees of the Lord, all one's desires will be fulfilled. Baladev Vijayabhushan has written in his Govinda Bhashya commentary on the Vedanta Sutras 3.3.51, Atmagyam Bhagavata Tattvagyam Atmagyam Bhagavat Tattvagyam Tar Bhaktam Ityartha Bhutikamo Moksha Paryanta Sampatti Lipsur Ityartha. In other words, if one wants the highest benediction, he should serve the devotees of the Lord. In Madhvacharya's commentary on the Vedanta Sutras 3.3.47, he quotes the following from the Poshayan Shrutis. Tanu pasva, tanu pacharasva, tebhya shrinu hi te tamavantu. Worship the devotees of the Lord, serve the devotees of the Lord, and hear from the devotees of the Lord, for they will protect you. Oh, I like that. Worship, serve, and hear from the devotees of the Lord, for they will protect you. In the Shvetashvatar Upanishad 6.23, it is stated, oh, this is a famous verse, Yasya deve para bhaktir, yatha deve ta guru, taite katita hyarta prakashante mahatmana. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. There are many similar statements found in the Vedas. In the Itihas Samuchai, it is stated, Tasmar Vishnavan Paritoshayit Prasadatam Mukho Vishnus in order to one okay, so the previous verse said, what was it? Anyways, it was kind of like a translation of this verse that we're reading right now. Mar bhakta puja bhyadhika sarva bhuteshu manmati. Mar bhakta puja bhyadhika sarva bhuteshu manmati. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 11:19-21. worshipping my devotees is better than directly worshipping me. Gaudiya Bhashya. When the great devotee Uddhav inquired about pure devotional service and knowledge of the Supreme Lord for the welfare of the living entities, Lord Krishna glorified his devotees in this verse from the Śrīmad-bhāgavatam 11:19-21, while describing the various limbs of pure devotional service. Okay, so now the last verse for today. Ete ke korilo age bhakter vandan ataeva ache karya siddhir lakhan. There's somebody at the door. I have therefore offered my prayers first to the devotees, as this is the secret for attaining perfection. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Adi Purana, it is stated, Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhaktash chate jana, mar bhaktanam chaje bhaktas, te me bhakta tama mataha. My dear Partha, those who claim to be my devotees are not my devotees, but those who claim to be devotees of my devotees, they are actually my devotees. Also, in the Śrīmad-bhāgavatam 3:17-2, it is said, Durapa hyalpatapasa seva vaikuntavartmasu yatropa giyate nityang deva devo janardanaha. Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities. In the Padma Purana Uttarakhanda, it is stated, Acharitva tu govindam tadiya narchayet tuya nasa bhagavato geya kevalam dambika smrita. Tasmat sarva prayatnena Vaishnavan pujayet sada sarvam tarati dukkogam mahabhagavatarchanat. One who performs worship of Lord Govinda but fails to worship his devotees should be understood to be not a devotee of the Lord, but simply a victim of false pride. One should always worship the Vaishnavas by all means, for by worshipping the great devotees, one is freed from all miseries. Want to be happy? Want to be free from all miseries? Then worship the great devotees of the Lord. The word Karya Siddhi is explained by Baladev Vijabhushan in his Govinda Bhashya on the Vedanta Sutras 3.351, wherein he quotes from the Shandilya Smriti as follows. Siddhir bhavati va neti sangshayo chutasevinam ni sangshayas tutar bhakta paricharya ratatmanam kevalam bhagavat pada sevaya vimalang mana najayate yatha nityang tar bhakta charanarchanat. One may doubt whether the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will attain perfection, but there is absolutely no doubt that those who are attached to serving his devotees will attain perfection. So there's some doubt if the servant of the Supreme Personality will attain perfection, but the devotees of the Lord, those who are attached to serving his devotees, they will attain perfection. One's mind is not as fully purified by serving the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord as it is by serving the feet of his devotees. Wow, beautiful, beautiful verses, huh? Srila Kaviraj Goswami has written in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi, chapter 1, verses 20-21, as follows. In the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benedictions. Such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desires. let's see, let's read the Bengali for that verse. Just looking for it, 1 second. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Granter arambe kori mangalacharan, Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan tiner smaran hoy vikna vinashan, anayase hoy nija vanchita puran. Yes. Jai. So that's our reading for today. I think tomorrow we will read about Nityananda Prabhu. Now he's going to offer his obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu, and actually, maybe almost half of this chapter is all the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, of Baladev, of Sankarshan. So we're going to be reading for a few days, I think, about Nityananda Prabhu. All right, and also the Ras Leela of Baladev, and yeah, all glories like that. And then the second half of this chapter it goes through a synopsis of all of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. That's what this chapter is called, right? Chapter 1 is Gaur Leela Sutra, synopsis of Mahaprabhu's Leelas. So then yeah. All right, so if anybody has any point or anything that they want to share, any thoughts that came to their mind, now's the time to do that. Otherwise, we can just end with Maha Mantra and we'll do Jaidwani. I'm just checking Restream. Oh, Prajumru has many comments. Really important.
I was just thinking about Swarup Damodar Goswami. How his brahmachari name is actually Swarup Damodar.
Yeah, the name Swarup. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? And is Nityananda, do you ever remember hearing, I think Nityananda is also
Nityananda Swarup.
Yeah, I remember seeing that somewhere. I can't remember where. Nityananda Swarup.
Probably Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj debating whether the sannyas of Nityananda Prabhu, whether he was sannyasi or brahmachari.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing a whole thing about that. It's Srila Goswami Maharaj, huh? Yeah.
I think so.
Hare Krishna Shah Sharmaji. Yeah. Well, that was really wonderful reading about the importance of worshiping the devotees, and now the whole theme is gonna be Nityananda Prabhu for a while, who is the direct guru of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Okay. Maybe what we'll do tomorrow is, before the reading, if anybody has anything to share from today's reading also, you can have some time to meditate on it, and if there are any points that you think about, that then even at the beginning of the reading tomorrow also, when we summarize what we read, you can share that there also.
I was just thinking, Prabhu, that
Yes.
it would be nice that on your YouTube channel you have a playlist, the Caitanya-bhāgavata playlist of all these videos that you're doing right now.
I really need to do that. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I will do that. I'll do it for both the things. I'm just lazy, but that doesn't take any time to make two playlists. I'll make one for the Japa session and Prapana Jivanamrita, and then I'll do one for Caitanya-bhāgavata. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, because I wanted to watch some Srimad Bhagavatam videos, and I thought, it would be nice to have a playlist.
Yeah, I never did that for
Srimad Bhagavatam is not possible. There's way too many videos from over 3 years.
Yeah, it's I think there's over 1,000 videos, 1,100 or something like that. Yeah, but cool. I'm really this Caitanya-bhāgavata is really I don't know. It's I'm feeling very nourished by it. Yeah, and
I
also
was just continue.
No,
I was just thinking today, since it's Bhuvan Goswami Maharaj's disappearance, that Prabhupada's disciple Chidananda, he went to Sridhar Maharaj once, and Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj said, when you were with Bon Maharaj, it was all Radha Krishna. But here in Navadip, we're more interested in Mahaprabhu.
Wait, say that again. Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj said that?
No, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj.
Oh,
He told that
interesting.
to Achyutananda, to
Oh,
Achyutananda
wow.
Prabhu.
Huh.
He said, when you were with Bon Maharaj, it was all Radha Krishna. But here, we're more interested in Mahaprabhu.
Nice. Oh, that's one book I really want to read is I wanted to do it before this Caitanya-bhāgavata reading, but then there wasn't time. But the Golden Volcano of Divine Love by Śrī Goswami Maharaj. Śrī Goswami Maharaj's glorifications of Mahaprabhu are, they're the best. Yes, and it's through these pastimes of Mahaprabhu that we get entrance into the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, right? So this is our way to. And also, what is it? We read that you can't understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Was it Srila Saraswati Thakur who was saying this? Somebody, we read it recently, I forgot where though. But he was saying that we cannot understand Srimad Bhagavatam we can't really understand the depth of Srimad Bhagavatam without reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is. So maybe after we finish Chaitanya Bhagavat and we finish Chaitanya Charitamrita, maybe we'll have to read Srimad Bhagavatam again. We'll be better equipped to be able to enter the Srimad Bhagavatam. All right. So I guess, if anybody wants on their own, you can go to vcvani.com and find two articles, one about Srila Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj and also, what is it? Bhakti Saurabh Sar Goswami Maharaj. You can read about them, their disappearance day today. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami's disappearance day is coming up in just 3 days on 8th July. Lokanath Goswami's disappearance day is in 5 days. In 8 days is Kamika Akadashi. And then Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's disappearance day is coming up. That's in just 12 days, Amavasya. Alright, Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Actually, I'll do a little kirtan and then I'll do Jai Dwani. 1 second. Hari Jaya Sachinandana Jai Gaura Hari Jai Sachinandana Jai Gaura Hari Vishnu Priya Pranadana Sankirtan Bihari Vishnu Priya Pranadana Sankirtan Bihari Jai Sachinandana Jai Gaura Hari Jai Sachinandana Jai Gaura Hari Shachimatar Pranadana Nadia Bihari Shachimatar Pranadana Nadia Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Anitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. I'm just thinking I should have started, we started with a Nityananda Prabhu Kirtan, but it would have been nice to start with this song, Kabe Śrī Caitanya Kori Bena Doye. Kabe Ami Vaish, because that would be so perfect for this. Maybe we'll sing that tomorrow, because that's like the perfect song for this topic, what we're reading about now. So yeah, I'll sing that tomorrow before we do the recap. Alright, everybody, I'll do Jai Dwani and then we'll end. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashtra Rashtra Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. And everybody can say their own Gurudev Jai to their own Gurudev now also. Nityalla Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalla Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalla Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalla Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalla Pravishta Mahabhagavat Srila Gorkishara Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalla Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalla Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Nagogoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradatta Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai.
Jai Ho.
All the associates of Mahaprabhu, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai Ho.
What is it? Shri Chaitanya Goshtir Charan. No, sorry. Shri Chaitanya Goshti ki jai.
Jai Ho.
Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai Ho.
Srila Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai
Tadir
Ho.
Shubha Tirubhav ki jai. Srila Bhakti
Jai
Saurabh
Ho.
Sar Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Ho.
Tirubhav ki jai. Shri
Jai Ho.
Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata
Jai, Jai.
Gaur Vrinda ki jai. Shri
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari
Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri
Hari
Gurudev.
Hari
Jai
Hari
all
Bol.
pray. All devotees. Hari Bol.
Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi
Brother
Satyavadai
David.
Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams to all the devotees. Hari Bol.
Dandavat, Matukachi.
Hare Krishna. Gayatri Didi Kishore Krishna Prabhu. Subhadra Didi. Who else is watching on Restream? Let's see. Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantra Murti Mataji, Keshav Prabhu, Sudevi Didi, Gargaraj Ji, Amit Prabhu, Mary Lynn. Is that how you say it? Mary Lynn. I don't know how you say it in pronouns. So many devotees. Hare Krishna, everybody. Shash Sharma Ji. Who else? Hi. You loved it, huh? Great. Awesome. Yes, today's is a special reading. All right, see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Hari Bol.
Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol Gayatri Didi.